Worry can feel like it is doing something useful. It can feel like planning. It can feel like protecting. It can feel like love because it says, I care. But worry is not love. Worry is pressure. Worry is a tight fist around your future. And at night, when your body is ready to rest, that tight fist can keep your mind awake even when your eyes are tired. There is a quieter way, a softer way, a way that does not require you to solve everything before you sleep, a way that does not demand you hold tomorrow in your hands. Tonight, you can put the weight down. Tonight, you can release the need to control. Tonight, you can surrender worry, not because you do not care, but because you care enough to choose peace. Think about how often you carry the day into your bed. You carry the words you wish you said. You carry the things you should have done. You carry the look on someone's face. You carry the message you did not receive. You carry money thoughts, time thoughts, health thoughts, family thoughts. You carry small fears that whisper, "What if?" and bigger fears that shout, "What now?" And you lie there, tired, asking your mind to stop, while your mind keeps spinning because it does not know where to place the questions. The truth is simple. Your mind keeps holding on because it does not feel safe to let go. It thinks letting go means something bad will happen. It thinks letting go means you will miss a problem. It thinks letting go means you are not responsible. But letting go, especially before sleep, is not the same as giving up. Letting go is choosing trust over tension. Letting go is saying, I will not carry what I cannot fix tonight. Letting go is saying, I am allowed to rest. Sleep is not just a break from life. Sleep is part of life's healing. Sleep is where your body repairs. Sleep is where your mind sorts. Sleep is where your heart softens. Sleep is where you return to yourself. And if worry is a storm inside you, sleep becomes the shore you never reach. That is why surrender before sleep is so powerful. It brings you back to the shore. You do not need to force yourself into peace. You do not need to fight your thoughts. You do not need to attack worry like it is an enemy. Worry is often just fear trying to keep you safe. So instead of fighting, you can soothe. Instead of clenching, you can soften. Instead of arguing with your mind, you can guide it gently, like guiding a child back to bed after a bad dream. Take a moment and notice how your body feels when you worry. Notice your forehead, notice your jaw, notice your shoulders, notice your chest, notice your stomach. Worry is not only a thought. Worry is a feeling in the body. It is a tightening. It is a holding. It is the body preparing for something that is not happening right now. And when your body prepares for danger at bedtime, rest feels far away, because rest is the opposite of danger. Openness is like letting light in. Here is the core truth in a simple form. Miracles do not come through force. Healing does not come through pressure. Peace does not come through control. Peace comes through allowing. Healing comes through surrender. Miracles come through openness. A miracle does not have to be a big event. A miracle can be something quiet inside you. A miracle can be a softening of your chest. A miracle can be your breath becoming deeper. A miracle can be your shoulders dropping. A miracle can be your mind getting quieter. A miracle can be you feeling safe enough to stop thinking for a moment. A miracle can be the simple feeling of, I don't have to carry this right now. These quiet miracles happen when you create the right inner space, and the space is created by surrender. Surrender is not a dramatic act. It can be as simple as a choice. I will not argue with life tonight. It can be as simple as a sentence. I release this. It can be as simple as a breath. Inhale peace, exhale control. It can be as simple as placing your hand on your heart and reminding yourself, I am safe. The mind may say, but how can you be safe if you don't know what will happen? Safety is not the same as knowing the future. Safety is the feeling that you can handle the future when it comes. Safety is the feeling that you will be guided step by step. Safety is the feeling that you are supported, even in uncertainty. This is where faith comes in. Faith is not pretending everything is perfect. Faith is trusting that you are not alone. Faith is trusting that life has intelligence. Faith is trusting that there is a rhythm you can lean into, even when you do not understand the whole plan. There is a rhythm to everything. There is a rhythm to the seasons. There is a rhythm to the ocean. There is a rhythm to your breath. There is a to your heart. There is a rhythm to healing too. Healing does not rush. Healing unfolds. Healing has timing. Healing has seasons, and sleep is part of that season. When you surrender at night, you step into that rhythm. You stop pushing against it. You stop demanding it move faster. You stop judging yourself for where you are. You stop calling your current chapter a failure. You start seeing it as part of the path. This is a big part of spiritual peace. Learning to trust the path, even when it has turns. Learning to trust that delays can protect you. Learning to trust that closed doors can guide you. Learning to trust that you are not being punished. You are being shaped. You are being prepared. You are being led into a deeper version of yourself. But you cannot feel that. When you are tight with worry, tightness makes you feel alone. Tightness makes you feel like everything depends on you. Tightness makes you feel like life is against you. Softness makes you feel connected. Softness makes you feel supported. Softness helps you remember that life is not your enemy. Life is your partner. Partnership is a powerful word. It means you do your part and you let life do its part. You show up in the ways you can. You make choices. You take steps. You speak your truth. You do what is yours to do, and then you release what is not yours to control. You let timing work. You let other people be who they are. You let outcomes unfold. You let the next door open when it is ready. At night, partnership looks like this. You take care of your heart, and you let the universe carry the rest. You calm your breath, and you let life work in the background. You release worry, and you allow restoration to happen while you sleep. It can be hard to trust this if you have been hurt. It can be hard to trust if life has surprised you in painful ways. It can be hard to trust if you grew up feeling like you had to stay alert. It can be hard to trust if you learned that control was the only way to feel safe. If that is you, be gentle. Trust is a practice. Trust grows slowly, like a seed. You do not force a seed to open. You water it. You give it light. You give it time. Tonight, trust can be small. Trust can be the choice to stop checking your phone one last time. Trust can be the choice to stop replaying one more conversation. Trust can be the choice to tell yourself, I will handle it tomorrow. Trust can be the choice to stop solving and start resting. You might think that resting does nothing, but resting is not nothing. Resting is when the body repairs. Resting is when the mind resets. Resting is when the heart processes feelings. Resting is when you return to your center. Resting is when you become more able to hear your own wisdom. In spiritual terms, rest is when you return to the flow. Flow is the feeling that life is moving through you, not against you. Flow is the feeling of being carried. Flow is the feeling of ease. Flow is not a life without challenges. Flow is a way of meeting challenges without losing your inner peace. Many people confuse flow with everything going my way. But flow is deeper. Flow is I can stay open even when life is uncertain. Flow is I can keep my heart soft even when I do not have all the answers. Flow is I can trust that the next step will appear. At night, flow looks like letting the breath become a gentle wave. Flow looks like letting the body sink into the bed. Flow looks like letting thoughts pass without chasing them. Flow looks like letting the day end without needing to rewrite it. Flow looks like letting tomorrow arrive when it arrives. This is why surrender is so beautiful. It returns you to flow. It returns you to ease. It returns you to the natural rhythm your body is craving. And when you return to that rhythm, something changes in your energy. Your energy becomes calmer. Your energy becomes clearer. Your energy becomes more open. And life responds to your energy. Life responds to openness with more openness. Life responds to calm with more calm. Life responds to trust with more support, sometimes in ways you cannot predict. You may have noticed this in your own life. There were times you pushed hard and nothing moved, and there were times you finally let go, and somehow things started to align. A conversation happened, an idea arrived, a door opened, a solution appeared, not because you forced it, but because you stopped blocking it with fear. This does not mean you never take action. It means you take action from the right place. You take action from peace, not panic. You take action from clarity, not fear. You take action from trust, not pressure. And at night, your action is surrender. Your action is rest. Your action is choosing peace. If your mind is used to control, it may try to bargain. It may say, okay, I'll rest after I think for 5 more minutes. And then 5 minutes becomes 50. The mind may say, okay, I'll relax after I check one more thing. And then one more thing becomes 10. The mind may say, okay, I'll surrender after I make sure everything is okay. And then everything becomes endless. So the practice is to choose surrender first, not after first. You choose surrender like you choose to turn off a light. You do not argue with the light, you simply turn it off. You choose surrender like you choose to put down a heavy bag. You do not debate the bag, you simply place it down. The core truth is that you do not need to carry your worries to prove they matter. What matters will still matter tomorrow. Your love does not disappear when you rest. Your responsibility does not disappear when you sleep. Your life does not fall apart because you stop worrying. Instead, your life begins to feel more livable because you are restored. And restoration is not only physical, restoration is spiritual too. Restoration is the feeling of coming back to the part of you that is larger than fear. Restoration is the feeling of coming back to the part of you that trusts life. Restoration is the feeling of coming back to the part of you that can breathe. There is a part of you that already knows. You are allowed to surrender. You are allowed to stop gripping. You are allowed to sleep without solving everything. You are allowed to let the universe restore you. You are allowed to lay down the weight and be carried for a while. That part of you is not far away. It is in your breath. It is in the quiet between thoughts. It is in the softness that comes when you stop resisting. It is in the simple choice to say, I release this now. And when you say it, even if worry still whispers, something begins to shift. The grip begins to loosen. The body begins to soften. The breath begins to deepen. The heart begins to open. You begin to remember that you are supported by life itself, and that support does not stop when you close your eyes. It becomes even more available in the silence of the night, in the gentle space, where control ends and trust begins, in the place where you finally let go enough to receive what you could never force. The night does not ask you to be perfect. It only asks you to come home to yourself, and coming home can start with something very small. One breath that you do not rush, one exhale that you do not cut short. When you slow your breath, you tell your body a new message. You tell it, the day is over. You tell it, I am safe right now. You tell it, I can soften. Many people try to sleep with the same speed they used all day. The mind stays fast. The heart stays tight. The body stays on duty. But sleep does not arrive through speed. Sleep arrives through ease. So begin by giving yourself permission to slow down. You do not need to do a lot. You do not need a long routine. You only need a simple reset, like turning down the volume inside you. Feel the air entering your nose. Let it come in gently. Let it fill your lungs without strain. Then let it leave slowly, like you are letting go of a heavy thought. A long exhale is a kind act for your nervous system. It tells your inner world, you can rest now. As you breathe, notice what your body is holding. Notice the areas that feel tight. Many people hold stress in the forehead like a constant frown. Many people hold it in the jaw like they are biting down on a worry. Many people hold it in the shoulders like they are carrying a load. Many people hold it in the belly like a knot of fear. You do not have to fight these places, just notice them. Noticing is already a release because you are bringing gentle awareness instead of pressure. Now place your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth of your palm. Feel the steady beat beneath it. This is one of the simplest ways to remind your body that you are here. Your heart has been with you through every moment of your life. It has carried you through happiness, through mistakes, through fear, through change. It has never stopped beating to keep you alive. When you touch your heart, you touch that loyalty, that strength, that steady love inside you. Let your hands stay there and breathe as if you are breathing into your chest. This does not need to be perfect. It can be soft and natural. As you breathe, speak slowly inside your mind, or whisper if you want. Say, I relax. Let that be your first step, not I force myself to relax. Just, I relax, like you are giving your body permission. Then say, I am safe. Because safety is what your body needs to sleep. You do not need proof for this. You only need to be present. Right now, in this moment, you are lying down. You are breathing. You are here. Right now, you can be safe enough to rest. Then say, I let tonight be enough. These words are powerful because they stop the mind from demanding more. They tell the part of you that wants to fix, not now. They tell the part of you that wants to rush, not now. They tell the part of you that worries, not now. They do not deny your life. They simply place it in a better order. Rest first, answers later. You can continue with a few simple lines, slowly, like a calm rhythm. I did what I could today. I release what I cannot control. I forgive myself for being human. I allow my body to rest. These are not just words. They are instructions. They are a gentle way of guiding your mind out of the storm and back into a quiet room. If your thoughts keep coming, that is okay. Thoughts will come. You do not need to chase them. Imagine each thought like a small leaf floating on water. The leaf appears. It drifts. It passes. You do not need to grab it. You do not need to follow it. You can keep coming back to the feeling of your hand on your heart and the steady movement of your breath. Sometimes the mind keeps talking because it wants reassurance. It wants to know you are listening, so give it simple reassurance. You can say, thank you for trying to help me. You can say, I hear you. You can say, we will handle it tomorrow. You can say, tonight we rest. This is a kind way to calm the mind without fighting it. Now, as you breathe, imagine your shoulders dropping a little, not in a forced way, but in a gentle way. Imagine your jaw softening. Imagine your tongue relaxing inside your mouth. Imagine your forehead smoothing. These small releases tell the body the work is done. They tell the body the danger is over. Even if you had a hard day, even if you are facing something unknown, you can still tell your body that right now, in this moment, you are allowed to rest. It also helps to release the need to hold your feelings in a tight grip. Many people try to push feelings away at night, but feelings do not like being pushed. When pushed, they often get louder. Instead, allow yourself to feel what is present without making it a problem. If sadness is there, you can say, I see you. If fear is there, you can say, I see you. If anger is there, you can say, I see you. You do not have to solve the feeling. You only have to stop rejecting it. When you stop rejecting, the body often softens because it no longer has to fight itself. Now return to the heart again. Feel your hand. Feel the beat. Let it remind you of something simple. You are alive, and life is moving through you without your effort. You do not have to manage every part of life for life to keep going. This is a deep lesson of the body. The body knows how to live. The body knows how to heal. The body knows how to sleep when it is allowed. So keep it simple. Breathe. Hand on heart. Gentle words. Repeat them slowly. I relax. I am safe. I let tonight be enough. If you say them again and again, they begin to feel real, not because you forced belief, but because your body starts to believe the message of safety, and safety is the doorway to sleep. If you want to go one step deeper, you can add one more line. I surrender this night to peace. This is not a dramatic statement. It is a quiet choice. It is you placing yourself in the care of something greater than worry. It is you letting the universe hold what you cannot hold. It is you saying, I am not alone in this. And when you say that, you may feel something soften, as if the night itself is answering you with calm. Many people think surrender means losing. They think letting go means something is taken away. They think surrender means you stop caring. But surrender is not losing. Surrender is choosing a different kind of strength. It is the strength of knowing you cannot control everything, and you do not need to. It is the strength of trusting life enough to unclench your hands. Control often looks strong on the outside, but it can be tiring on the inside. Control says, I must handle everything. Control says, I cannot make mistakes. Control says, I must know the outcome. Control says, I must fix this now. And that kind of thinking can keep your body tense and your mind loud. It can keep you in a constant state of pressure. Surrender is not pressure. Surrender is relief. Surrender is wisdom. Surrender is the quiet confidence that says, life is bigger than my fear. It says, I will do my part and I will let the rest unfold. It says, I do not need to carry the weight of every outcome. That sentence alone can change how you feel inside. I do not need to carry the weight of every outcome. Think about it. How many outcomes are you trying to carry? How many possible futures are you holding in your mind? How many conversations are you replaying? How many plans are you trying to control? Outcomes are heavy because they are not fully in your hands. You can influence some things, but you cannot control everything. Trying to control what is not yours. To control is like trying to hold the wind. You get tired, and the wind still moves. Strength is not holding tighter. Strength is knowing when to loosen your grip. Strength is knowing when to stop pushing. Strength is knowing when to let life breathe. You can still be brave and surrender. You can still be wise and surrender. You can still be responsible and surrender. Surrender does not remove your power. It places your power where it belongs. Real power is not the power to control everything. Real power is the power to choose your inner state. Real power is the power to choose peace, even when life is uncertain. Real power is the power to soften your body, even when your mind wants to race. Real power is the power to stop feeding fear, even when fear is loud. When you surrender, you are not telling life, "I don't care." You are telling life, "I trust." You are telling yourself, "I deserve peace." You are telling your body, "You can stop bracing." You are telling your heart, "You can stop carrying what was never meant to be yours alone." Sometimes people worry that if they surrender, they will become passive. But surrender is not passive. Surrender is not giving up action. It is giving up panic. It is giving up the need to force timing. It is giving up the need to control other people. It is giving up the need to make life behave in a way that makes your fear comfortable. Surrender is active in a different way. It is the act of releasing. It is the act of trusting. It is the act of allowing. And these acts are not small. They take courage. They take practice. They take inner strength. It takes strength to stop holding on to what you have held for years. It takes strength to stop living from fear. It takes strength to say, "I will not let worry run my life tonight." If you have been carrying worry for a long time, surrender may feel strange at first. Your mind may feel like it is doing nothing. It may feel empty. It may even feel unsafe because you are so used to being on guard, but that is only a habit. You are learning a new way to live inside yourself. New habits can feel uncomfortable in the beginning, even if they are good for you. But with practice, surrender starts to feel like coming home. A simple way to understand surrender is to think of it as a hand opening. When your hand is clenched, it cannot receive. It can only hold, and holding is tiring. When your hand opens, it can receive support, it can receive rest, it can receive help, it can receive peace, it can receive solutions you could not think of when you were tight. Surrender also makes room for grace. Grace is not something you can force. Grace arrives when you stop blocking it with fear. Grace arrives when you stop demanding life be only one way. Grace arrives when you allow surprises. Grace arrives when you make space. You may have noticed that some of the best moments in life came when you were not controlling everything. A kind message came at the right time. A meeting happened by chance. A problem solved itself in a way you did not plan. A door opened after you thought it was closed. These moments are not always accidents. Often, they are the natural result of letting life move. Surrender does not mean nothing will ever hurt. It does not mean you will never be disappointed. It does not mean everything will be easy. It means you will stop adding extra suffering by fighting what you cannot change. It means you will stop hurting yourself with endless worry. It means you will stop creating a second pain on top of the first pain. There is the pain of life, and then there is the pain of resisting life. The pain of life might be real: loss, change, uncertainty, mistakes. But the pain of resisting life is optional. Resisting looks like replaying, blaming, controlling, fearing, gripping, pushing. Surrender is the choice to release that second pain. It is the choice to meet life as it is, with a soft heart and a steady breath. At bedtime, surrender is especially powerful because bedtime is the daily moment when you practice trust. You close your eyes, you stop watching, you stop checking, you stop managing, you allow yourself to drift. That act is trust. Even if you have never called it that, it is trust. You trust your body will keep breathing. You trust your heart will keep beating. You trust the night will hold you until morning. So you already know how to surrender. You do it every time you sleep. The only difference now is that you are choosing to surrender worry too. You are choosing to surrender the mental grip. You are choosing to stop carrying tomorrow into the night. If you want a strong but gentle sentence to carry into your night, use this. I release the need to control. Let it be simple. Let it be clear. Let it be calm. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to argue with it. You can simply repeat it like a soft drumbeat in the background of your mind. I release the need to control. When you say it, feel your shoulders drop, feel your jaw soften, feel your belly loosen, feel your chest open. You are not losing strength, you are returning to strength. You are letting your strength become quiet and steady instead of loud and tense. And another line can follow. I welcome what is meant for me. This is surrender with hope. This is surrender with openness. This is surrender that says, I trust life has good for me, even if I cannot see it yet. This is surrender that allows restoration to happen because it stops the inner fight. So tonight, do not measure strength by how much you can hold. Measure strength by how much you can release. Measure strength by how gently you can treat yourself. Measure strength by your ability to choose peace when worry tries to lead. There are nights when life feels confusing, nights when you wonder, or why things happen the way they did, nights when your plans did not work, nights when doors closed, nights when you feel like you are behind. On those nights, the mind wants to make sense of everything right now. It wants a clear answer. It wants a reason that feels good. It wants a story that feels safe. But life does not always explain itself in the moment. Sometimes the meaning comes later. Sometimes the reason becomes clear only after time passes. Sometimes the lesson is still forming. And if you demand full understanding before you rest, you may stay awake forever because life is still unfolding. So the practice is to trust the bigger picture, even when you cannot see it. This is not blind trust. It is not pretending you like everything that happens. It is a calmer trust. It is the trust that says, even if I don't understand, I am still being guided. It is the trust that says, this is not the whole story. It is the trust that says, something can grow from this. Think of a tapestry. Up close, it can look messy. You see knots. You see tangled threads. You see parts that do not match. If you only look close, you might believe it is broken. But if you step back, you see the design. You see how the colors fit together. You see how the messy parts were part of the pattern. Life is like that. From your view, right now, you may see the knots, you may see the confusion, you may see the delay, you may see what feels unfair. But there is a bigger view, there is a wider pattern, there is a larger story that your mind cannot fully hold right now. Trusting the bigger picture does not mean you stop feeling. You can still feel sad. You can still feel disappointed. You can still feel uncertain, but you stop adding panic on top of it. You stop telling yourself, "This means my life is ruined." You stop telling yourself, "This means it will never work." You stop letting fear write the ending. Instead, you offer yourself a softer sentence. Everything is unfolding. Notice the word unfolding. It means it is not finished. It means it is still opening. It means there is more to come. It means you do not need to judge the chapter as the whole book. When you trust the bigger picture, you stop pushing against the present moment. You stop fighting reality, and this is where healing begins. Because fighting reality keeps your body tight. Fighting reality keeps your mind spinning. Fighting reality keeps your heart closed. Acceptance opens your system. Acceptance is not saying, "I love this." Acceptance is saying, "This is what is right now, and I will meet it with calm." At night, acceptance is your friend. Acceptance tells you, "I can rest even if I don't have all the answers." Acceptance tells you, "I can sleep even if the future is unknown." Acceptance tells you, "I do not need to solve life tonight." That is bigger picture trust. You can practice it with a simple line. I trust the bigger picture, even when I cannot see it. Say it slowly. Let your body hear it. Let your mind hear it. This line does not demand that you understand. It gives you permission to release the need to understand right now. Sometimes the bigger picture includes endings that protect you. A door closes, and later you realize it saved you from something. A relationship ends, and later you see it made room for better love. A job ends, and later you find work that fits you more deeply. In the moment, it can feel like loss. Later, it can feel like guidance. You do not need to know which one it is tonight. Tonight, you only need to trust that life has not stopped working for you. Tonight, you only need to trust that you are not being punished. You are being led. You are being shaped. You are being prepared for something your current self may not fully see yet. This trust is gentle, but it is strong. It takes strength to stop demanding proof. It takes strength to stop needing certainty. It takes strength to rest while life is still unfolding. But that is the strength that brings peace. So if your mind wants to replay the day, you can remind it, this is not the whole story. If your mind wants to fear the future, you can remind it, the future will come step by step. If your mind wants to control everything, you can remind it, there is a bigger wisdom at work. And you can bring it back to a simple truth. Life has carried you before. Even in times you did not understand, you made it through. You learned. You healed. You grew. You are here. That means life has been guiding you, even when it felt messy. So tonight, let the bigger picture hold you. Let the unknown be unknown without turning it into a threat. Let the present moment be enough, and let your last thought before sleep be a soft anchor. Even if I can't see it, I trust I am guided. There is a special kind of worry that shows up at night. It is the worry that says, I am running out of time. It is the worry that says, I should be further along. It is the worry that says, if it doesn't happen soon, it may never happen. This worry can feel sharp because it pushes on your deepest hopes. It presses on the places where you want change, where you want healing, where you want love, where you want a new door to open. But timing is not always something you can force. Some things cannot be rushed without harm. Some answers need space. Some changes need seasons. Some growth needs quiet time underground before it shows above the surface. And if you try to rush what is still forming, you can end up exhausted, frustrated, and still waiting. Divine timing does not mean you sit and do nothing. It means you stop attacking yourself while you wait. It means you stop turning, waiting into proof that you are failing. It means you stop treating delay like rejection. It means you begin to trust that life has a rhythm, and that rhythm is not against you. Think of the times in our life when you wanted something so badly and you thought it had to happen right away. And then later you realized that if it had happened earlier, you would not have been ready. You would not have had the right strength. You would not have had the right skills. You would not have had the right people around you. You would not have had the right understanding. Sometimes the delay was not a punishment, it was protection. The mind often thinks protection should look like comfort, but protection sometimes looks like a closed door. It sometimes looks like a pause. It sometimes looks like a slow season. It sometimes looks like not yet. And it is hard to accept not yet when you are tired. It is hard to accept not yet when you are hopeful. It is hard to accept not yet when you are afraid. But night is a good time to return to a softer truth. You do not have to carry timing in your hands. You cannot force the sunrise. You cannot force the season to change. You cannot force a flower to bloom by pulling on it. You can only water it. You can only care for it. Now notice what happens when you decide even a little to release just the decision, just the idea. You may feel a small shift. You may feel a softer breath. You may feel a tiny opening in your chest. That opening is the doorway. You do not need a big change to begin. You only need a crack of willingness. Peace can enter through a crack. Tonight is not the night to fix your whole life. Tonight is the night to return to a simple truth. You are here, you are breathing, and you are allowed to rest. Your worth does not depend on your worry. Your safety does not come from your tension. Your future does not require your sleeplessness. You are not meant to prove your love by staying anxious. You are not meant to prove your strength by staying tight. There is a calm kind of strength that says, I have done what I can today. There is a wise kind of love that says, I will care for myself so I can care for life better. There is a gentle kind of faith that says, I do not have to hold everything alone. That is the kind of strength you can choose now. Before sleep, the mind often asks for answers. It asks for guarantees. It asks for perfect plans. It asks for control. But the soul asks for something else. It asks for trust. It asks for comfort. It asks for a softer grip. It asks for a place to lay down. Tonight, you can be that place for yourself. Worry can be loud, but peace is steady. Worry can be fast, but peace is patient. Worry can feel urgent, but peace is deeper. And the deeper part of you already knows how to rest. It already knows how to release. It may have forgotten, but it has not lost the way. So let this be your practice, not to chase sleep, not to demand sleep, not to pressure yourself into sleep, but to make space for sleep by surrendering the need to carry tomorrow right now. Make space by loosening your grip on what ye cannot solve at midnight. Make space by trusting that some things heal in the dark, not because you forced them, but because you allowed them. You might be thinking, but what if I let go and everything falls apart? Listen closely. The world does not hold together because you worry. The world holds together because life has its own order. Your body breathes without your control. Your heart beats without your control. The night arrives without your control. The morning returns without your control. Life already knows how to move. You do not have to manage every part of it. And yes, you have responsibilities. Yes, you have goals. Yes, you have things you care about. Surrendering worry does not mean you will ignore them. It means you will meet them from a rested mind instead of a tired one. It means you will meet them with clear eyes instead of cloudy fear. It means you will meet them with faith instead of panic. You can only trust that growth is happening, even when you cannot see it. When you go to sleep, you are practicing divine timing. You are practicing the truth that you can stop doing, and life will continue. You are practicing the truth that you can pause, and things will still unfold. You are practicing the truth that you do not have to push every moment for something to happen. Sometimes the best movement happens when you are still. So tonight, release the timeline, release the pressure, release the idea that you must figure it all out before morning. If your mind starts listing what you should have done, what you should be doing, what you must do next, take a breath and answer with a calmer voice. I am allowed to be where I am. Then add, what is meant for me will come at the right time. These words do not remove your dreams. They protect your spirit while you grow. They protect your heart from becoming bitter. They protect your body from becoming tense. They protect your mind from turning into a constant clock. Because when you live from the clock, you live from fear, and fear makes life feel smaller than it is. Divine timing reminds you that your life is not random. It is unfolding. Even the slow parts matter. Even the quiet parts are doing something. Even the waiting is shaping you. Waiting can teach you trust. Waiting can teach you patience. Waiting can teach you how to hold your hope without squeezing it. And this is important. Hope needs gentleness. Hope does not grow well in harsh pressure. Hope grows best in a heart that is open, a heart that can breathe. So let your hope breathe tonight. Let it rest. Let it be held by something bigger than your mind. If you are waiting for an answer, you can say, the answer will come in time. If you are waiting for healing, you can say, healing is happening even when I sleep. If you are waiting for love, you can say, love can find me when the time is right. If you are waiting for a new beginning, you can say, my next step will appear when I am ready to take it. Divine timing is not an excuse to stay stuck. It is a reminder to stop torturing yourself while you move. It is a reminder to stop calling yourself late. It is a reminder that you are not behind. You are simply on your path. So tonight, let tomorrow be tomorrow. Let your mind stop racing ahead. Let your heart stop gripping the future. Let your body relax into the truth that you cannot rush what is meant to unfold. And as you drift toward sleep, repeat this slowly, like a calm promise. What is meant for me will come at the right time. I can rest now. Now allow your mind to become softer, not by force, but by gentle attention. You can keep your eyes closed if they are already closed, or you can soften your gaze. Let your breathing become slow and natural. Feel the weight of your body being supported. Feel that you do not have to hold yourself up right now. The bed holds you, the night holds you, the moment holds you. Imagine that you are standing beside a calm, gentle flow. It might feel like a soft river of light, steady and warm. It does not rush, it does not fight. It simply moves, carrying what it needs to carry and leaving behind what it does not need. This flow is not outside you. It is the calm current of life itself, the part of life that knows how to move without fear. In your hands, notice that you are holding a few heavy things. You do not need to name them perfectly. Just notice the feeling of weight. One might be a worry about tomorrow. One might be a fear about something you cannot control. One might be an old thought you keep repeating. One might be a pressure you place on yourself. These are the things you have been carrying, sometimes without even realizing it. Take a moment to feel how heavy they are, not to judge yourself, but to be honest. Carrying worry takes energy. Carrying fear takes energy. Carrying control takes energy, and you have carried enough for today. Now, one by one, let yourself set these heavy things down into the gentle flow. You do not throw them. You do not force them away. You simply place them down with a quiet willingness to release. Place the first one down. As it leaves your hands, feel your fingers relax. Feel a small opening in your chest. Let your breath move a little deeper. Place the second one down. As it leaves your hands, feel your shoulders drop a little. Feel your jaw soften. Feel your forehead smooth. Place the third one down. As it leaves your hands, feel the tightness in your belly loosen. Feel your body remembering how to be calm. Notice that nothing terrible happens when you let go. Notice that you are still here. Notice that you are safe. Notice that the flow does not judge what you release. It simply carries it gently, without effort. Now imagine that your hands are empty. Your hands are open. Your palms are soft. Open hands are a symbol of trust. Open hands are a symbol of receiving. Open hands say, I do not have to hold everything. Open hands say, I allow support. Now imagine stepping into that gentle flow. It feels warm, it feels safe, it feels steady. You do not have to swim, you do not have to control where it goes. You do not have to know the whole path. You only have to allow yourself to be carried. As you float, feel your whole body becoming heavier in the best way. As if you are sinking into comfort, feel your breath slowing. Feel your thoughts becoming quieter, like a room after the noise has gone. And in this quiet, speak a few simple truths inside your heart. I am safe. I am guided. I can let go. Let each sentence settle. You do not need to push belief. You do not need to force faith. You are simply offering your nervous system a message of safety. You are offering your mind a message of peace. If a worry tries to return, you do not fight it. You simply notice it and you let it float past like a leaf on water. Then you return to the feeling of being carried. You may not know exactly where you are going, and that is okay. You do not need to know tonight. Knowing is not your job right now. Rest is your job. Receiving is your job. Softening is your job. Let the gentle flow carry you through the night. Let it carry you away from the need to solve. Let it carry you away from the need to prove. Let it carry you away from the need to control. Feel how the body relaxes when it does not have to manage everything. And remember this, you can return to this feeling anytime. If you wake up in the night, you can take one breath and come back here. You can imagine open hands again. You can imagine placing the worry down again. You can whisper, I am safe again. You can let yourself be carried again. This is surrender in its simplest form. This is allowing. This is the quiet path back to sleep. Gratitude is one of the gentlest ways to calm the mind. It shifts your focus from what is missing to what is here. It shifts your attention from fear to support. It does not erase your problems, but it softens how your problems feel inside your body. And at night, that softness matters. Some people think gratitude should only be used when life is going well. But gratitude is not a reward for perfect days. Gratitude is a tool for real days. Even on a hard day, there are small supports you can notice. Even on a painful day, there can be one quiet gift, the bed beneath you, the breath inside you, the fact that you made it through the day, the fact that you are still here. Miracles are not always big and dramatic. Often miracles are small shifts that bring relief. A miracle can be one moment of peace. A miracle can be one deep breath after hours of stress. A miracle can be one kind thought toward yourself. A miracle can be one night where you rest a little more than yesterday. These are real miracles because they change your inner world. Gratitude helps you notice these miracles, and what you notice tends to grow. When you notice peace, you invite more peace. When you notice support, you feel more supported. When you notice small good things, life feels less heavy. So before sleep, try this gentle practice. Name 3 small good things from today. They do not need to be big. They do not need to be impressive. They only need to be true. Maybe you are grateful for a sip of warm tea. Maybe you are grateful for clean water. Maybe you are grateful for a short moment of laughter. Maybe you are grateful for a message that helped you. Maybe you are grateful for the strength it took to keep going. Maybe you are grateful for the quiet of this night. Maybe you are grateful for your own breath, steady and faithful. As you name each thing, do not rush. Let it land in your body. Gratitude is not only a thought. Gratitude is a feeling of warmth. It is a softening. It is a gentle thank you that opens your chest. And if your mind says, "But my life is hard," you can answer, "Yes, and I can still notice one small support." This is not denial. This is balance. This is choosing to see the whole truth, not only the painful part. You can also add gratitude for what is on its way, even if you cannot see it yet. This is a powerful spiritual practice. It says, "I trust that good can come." It says, "I am open." It says, "I believe life can surprise me." So you might whisper, "Thank you for the peace that is growing in me." You might whisper, "Thank you for the help I cannot see yet." You might whisper, "Thank you for guiding me." These words gently train your mind to expect support instead of danger. And when you expect support, you relax. When you relax, you sleep better. When you sleep better, you think more clearly. When you think more clearly, you handle life better. This is a simple cycle that begins with one soft choice: gratitude instead of worry. So let gratitude become your bedtime friend. Let it be the last feeling you invite before sleep. Let it remind you that even if life is not perfect, you are still held, you are still breathing, you are still guided. And one more gentle line can wrap around your heart like a warm blanket. Thank you, life. I am open to peace tonight. Say it slowly. Feel the kindness in it. Let it calm you from the inside out. Now let everything slow down. Let the day end. Let your thoughts become fewer. Let your breath become softer. Let your body become heavy in the best way, as if it is finally allowed to stop holding itself up. You do not have to hold so tightly anymore. You do not have to figure it all out tonight. Hot. You do not have to fix what cannot be fixed right now. You do not have to solve tomorrow in your head. You do not have to carry the world into your sleep. Take a slow breath in, and as you breathe out, release one more layer of tension if you can. Relax your forehead, relax your eyes, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax your belly. Let the breath do the work. Let the exhale be a gentle letting go. If any worry rises, you do not need to fight it. You can simply place it down again. You can imagine open hands again. You can say, "Not tonight." You can say, "I release this now." You can trust that the universe can hold what you cannot hold. There is a kind of peace that arrives when you stop trying to control the rhythm of life. You begin to feel that life has its own timing. You begin to feel that you are not forgotten. You begin to feel that you are supported, even in uncertainty. Let this be your practice right now. Allow, trust, receive. Allow the night to be quiet. Trust that you are guided. Receive rest without guilt. You do not need to chase what is meant for you. What is meant for you can find you. You do not need to force what is meant to unfold. What is meant to unfold will unfold. You do not need to punish yourself with worry to prove you care. Your care is real, even when you rest. So now, with a calm heart, speak these words slowly, as if you are placing a soft blessing over your own life. I surrender all worry before I sleep. Let the words be simple. Let them be steady. Let them be true. I let the universe restore me tonight. Feel what it would be like to truly be restored. Feel what it would be like to wake up with a little more peace. Feel what it would be like to stop carrying so much alone. Then say gently, I relax, I am safe, all is well. If you want to repeat it slowly like a quiet prayer. I surrender all worry before I sleep. I let the universe restore me tonight. I relax, I am safe, all is well. Let these words be the last thing your mind holds. Let them be the final signal you send to your body. Let them be the permission your spirit has been waiting for. And now you can rest. There is something sacred about night. Night is honest. Night brings your feelings close. Night reveals what you have been holding back. Night shows you the weight you carried all day. And night also offers you a gift, the chance to lay that weight down, the chance to stop performing, the chance to stop running, the chance to stop proving, the chance to simply be. You do not need to earn this gift. You do not need to be perfect to receive it. You do not need to have a problem-free life to rest. Rest is not a reward for a life without trouble. Rest is the medicine that helps you face trouble with more grace. If your mind is busy, you can begin with one simple sentence, a sentence you can repeat slowly like a lullaby for your thoughts. Tonight, I surrender worry. Not tomorrow, not someday, tonight. Because tonight is real. Tonight is here. Tonight is where your power is. When you say that sentence, you are not pretending worry is gone. You are choosing where to place it. You are choosing to stop holding it in your chest. You are choosing to stop holding it in your belly. You are choosing to set it down outside your body, outside your bed, outside your breath. You are choosing to give it back to the larger life that can hold more than you can. Some people call that larger life the universe. Some call it God. Some call it love. Some call it the higher wisdom. You do not need the perfect word. You only need the feeling of support. You only need the idea that you are not alone in this. That is what surrender really is, letting something greater hold what you cannot hold. You can imagine it like this. All day you have been carrying a bag of stones. Each stone is a thought, a fear, a task, a memory, a question. You carried it through conversations. You carried it through work. You carried it through small moments that should have been light. Now you are at the end of the day, and you are still holding the bag. Your arms ache, your shoulders ache, your heart aches. Surrender is placing the bag down. Surrender is letting your arms relax. Surrender is letting the ground support what you no longer need to carry. You do not need to explain every stone. You do not need to solve every stone. You do not need to label every stone. Just place the bag down. That is enough for now. The solving can come later. The clarity can come later. The next step can come later. Tonight is for rest. If you have ever tried to fall asleep while forcing your mind to stop, you know how it goes. The mind becomes stubborn. It becomes louder, it becomes more active, because forcing is still control, and control keeps the nervous system awake. Surrender is different. Surrender is not trying to stop thoughts. Surrender is letting thoughts pass without grabbing them. It is letting them float by like clouds while you return to the steady feeling of your breath. And if your mind says, "But what about this problem?" you can answer gently, "Not tonight." Not because the problem does not matter, but because sleep matters too. Your body needs it, your mind needs it, your heart needs it. And many problems look different after rest. Many fears soften after sleep. Many answers arrive in the morning, not because you stayed up worrying, but because you gave your mind a break. The part of you that worries often thinks it is the only part that cares. But there is another part of you that cares deeply and still chooses peace. That part does not panic. That part does not rush. That part knows that life is not only made of problems, life is also made of support. Life is also made of timing. Life is also made of help you cannot see yet. Tonight, you can join that part. You can let it lead you. You can let it speak softly inside you. You can let it say, "I am safe enough to rest." You can let it say, "I have done enough for today." You can let it say, "I trust that I will be guided." The mind may argue. It may say, "You can't trust, you can't relax, you have too much on your plate." And you can respond with kindness, "I hear you." You do not have to push the mind away. You can hold it like you would hold a worried friend. You can say, "I hear you, and I am still choosing rest." That is maturity. That is wisdom. That is spiritual strength in a simple form. If you want a simple practice right now, begin with your breath. Breathe in slowly, like you are breathing in peace. Breathe out slowly, like you are releasing control. Let your exhale be longer than your inhale if you can. A long exhale tells your body it is safe to calm down. A long exhale tells your body the danger is not here. And when the body feels safe, the mind begins to loosen. Worry often feels like a guard standing at the door of sleep. It says, "Stay alert." Surrender is telling the guard, you can rest too. You can say, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but tonight, protection looks like sleep." Because a rested you is a stronger you. A rested you is a clearer you. A rested you is more able to respond to life with patience and love. Tonight, you are allowed to stop carrying the weight of what might happen. You are allowed to stop replaying what already happened. You are allowed to stop running through every possible future. You are allowed to stop living in the story of fear. You are allowed to come back to this moment. This moment is enough. This breath is enough. This night is enough. And here is the most gentle truth of all. You do not have to be fully calm to surrender. You can surrender while still feeling anxious. You can surrender while still having questions. You can surrender while still not knowing what will happen. Surrender does not require certainty. Surrender is the choice to trust without certainty. It is the choice to rest without having all the answers. That choice is powerful. That choice is healing. That choice is the opening where peace begins to move in. When worry follows you into bed, it does not just stay in your mind, it moves into your body. It changes your breath. It changes your heartbeat. It changes how your muscles feel. It changes how your stomach feels. It changes how safe your nervous system feels. And when your nervous system does not feel safe, sleep becomes shallow, or it becomes hard to reach at all. Worry might not look like a big panic. Sometimes it looks quiet. It looks like thinking. It looks like just one more time checking your phone. It looks like replaying a conversation. It looks like planning tomorrow in your head. It looks like making lists. It looks like I should have and what if. It looks like lying still but feeling busy inside. The cost of that busy feeling is real. You may fall asleep but wake up tired. You may sleep but not feel restored. You may rest your eyes but not rest your mind. You may lie in bed for hours but never fully arrive in deep peace. And over time, that kind of night can make the day feel heavier. When you do not sleep well, small things feel bigger. Your patience becomes thinner. Your emotions feel closer to the surface. Your body may feel more sensitive. Your confidence may feel lower. Your mind may jump to worst-case thoughts more quickly. That is not because you are weak. That is because the body needs rest to regulate. Rest is not a luxury. Rest is a basic need. Worry also teaches your mind a habit, the habit of scanning for danger. If you worry every night, your brain learns that nighttime is a time to problem solve. It learns that quiet is the time to worry. It learns that bed is the place to think harder. And then, even when you want to relax, your mind starts the worry routine by itself because it has practiced it so many times. That is one reason worry can feel hard to stop. It is not only a thought, it is a pattern. It is a learned response. It is like a path in the grass. The more you walk it, the clearer it becomes. The good news is that you can make a new path. You can practice a new response, and your brain can learn it too. But first, it helps to see what worry actually does. Worry often tells you that it is helping you prepare. It tells you that if you worry enough, you will prevent pain. It tells you that if you stay tense, you will stay safe. But worry is not the same as wise action. Worry is often action without results. It is movement without progress. It is energy spent without solution. And when worry becomes your bedtime habit, you pay the price in energy. You pay it with your sleep. You pay it with your peace. You pay it with your joy. You pay it with your ability to feel calm in the present. You pay it with the simple happiness of closing your eyes and feeling safe. There is another cost too. Worry keeps you in the future. It pulls you out of the only moment where you can actually live. The future is not here in your bed. The future is a picture your mind is drawing, and your mind often draws the future with fear, because fear thinks it is being careful. But when fear draws the future, you start reacting to a picture, not to reality. Your body responds as if the fear is true. Your body becomes tight, as if danger is real. Your heartbeat changes as if the future is happening now. That is one of the hardest parts. Worry makes an imagined future feel like a real threat, and your body does not always know the difference between a real event and an imagined one. So the body goes into alert mode. It gets ready to fight, run, or freeze. Sleep, however, asks your body to do the opposite. Sleep asks your body to soften. Sleep asks your body to trust. Sleep asks your body to let go. So if worry is running the system, sleep feels unsafe. That is why the stakes matter. This is not just about being a little stressed. This is about your nervous system being stuck in alert mode. And when your nervous system is stuck in alert mode too often, your whole life can feel harder. Worry can also keep you from hearing your own inner wisdom. When your mind is loud, your intuition becomes quiet. When your thoughts are racing, your deeper knowing can be drowned out. Many people say they cannot hear guidance, cannot feel clarity, cannot feel peace. But often, peace is not missing. Peace is just covered by noise. Nighttime is a special time for guidance. Not always in big dramatic ways, but in quiet ways. Your mind sorts memories, your feelings process, your heart releases. Sometimes you wake up with a new idea. Sometimes you wake up feeling lighter without knowing why. Sometimes you wake up with a clearer view of what matters. But when worry takes over the night, those quiet gifts can be blocked. Worry also affects how you treat yourself. At night, in the dark, the mind can become harsh. It can judge. It can blame. It can bring up old mistakes. It can bring up old fears. It can say, "Why did you do that?" It can say, "You're not doing enough." It can say, "You'll never figure it out." And when you hear those thoughts late at night, they can feel more true than they are, because you are tired and your defenses are low. That is why it is so important to choose a different voice at night, a softer voice, a kinder voice, a voice that says, "You did your best today," a voice that says, "You are learning," a voice that says, "You are allowed to rest." That voice is not pretending. It is telling the truth that worry hides from you. If you do not release worry before sleep, the night can become a place where you keep trying to control life in your head. You may be lying down, but inside you are working. You are running through problems. You are trying to predict. You are trying to protect. You are trying to manage the unknown, and the unknown is endless. There will always be something you cannot predict. There will always be something you cannot control. So worry can become a job that never ends. And a job that never ends will exhaust you. You might notice that worry at night often goes in circles. You think of one problem, then another. You try to solve something, but you do not have enough information. Because it is night, you decide what you should do, but you cannot do it now because it is night. So your mind stays stuck because it wants action. but the only action available is rest, and if you do not give it rest, it will keep reaching for control. That is why surrender before sleep is not only helpful, it is necessary for healing. It is necessary for peace. It is necessary for your body to reset. If you keep going to sleep with worry as your last feeling, you train your mind to believe that worry is the natural ending to your day. You train your body to carry stress into the night, and then your morning starts from that same place. You wake up and worry is already there because it never left. It is like sleeping with a light on in your mind. You rest, but you are never fully in the dark. You never fully let your system recover. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine going to sleep with a soft heart. Imagine going to sleep with a calm breath. Imagine going to sleep with the feeling that you are held by something larger than your fear. Imagine going to sleep feeling safe enough to stop thinking. That kind of sleep does more than rest your body. It restores your spirit. This is why the stakes are so real. If you do not surrender worry, you may keep living with a tired nervous system. You may keep reacting to life from stress. You may keep losing moments of joy because your mind is always one step ahead, always brassing, always scanning, and you deserve better than that. This is not about blaming yourself for worrying. Many people worry. Worry is common. Worry is human, but common does not mean healthy. Common does not mean required. Common does not mean you must keep doing it. You can learn a new way. You can still care and surrender at the same time. You can still be responsible and peaceful at the same time. You can still plan and trust at the same time. The mind often says it must choose one, but the heart knows you can hold both. Do what you can and then let go. Here is the key point. Sleep is where you practice letting go. If you can let go at night, you can let go during the day too. If you can surrender your worries to the larger flow before sleep, you can learn to surrender little things all day long, and that changes your life because it changes your energy. Worry feels heavy, trust feels light, worry feels tight, trust feels open, worry feels urgent, trust feels steady. Worry says, I must control. Trust says, I can be guided. Worry says, something is wrong. Trust says, even if something is hard, I can handle it. So the stakes are not only about sleep, they are about the kind of life you live inside your own body. They are about whether you live in a state of tension or a state of trust. And the night is your daily chance to choose. If you do not surrender worry tonight, your mind may keep trying to hold tomorrow in a tight grip, but tomorrow cannot be held that way. Tomorrow is too big. Tomorrow is too alive. Tomorrow moves with its own rhythm. Trying to control it from your bed is like trying to hold the ocean in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through. The tighter you squeeze, the more tired you become. And there is a deeper spiritual cost. Worry makes you forget support. Worry makes you forget that you are not alone. Worry makes you forget that life has carried you before, even when you did not understand. Worry makes you forget that many things have worked out, not because you forced them, but because timing unfolded. Worry makes you forget that help can appear in ways you cannot predict. Surrender brings you back to remembrance. It brings you back to the feeling that life is with you. It brings you back to the truth that you do not have to hold the whole world in your mind to be safe. And if you are thinking, but what if my problems are real? Yes, they may be. Life can be hard. Life can be uncertain. But losing sleep will not solve those problems. Losing sleep will only make you face them from a weaker place. Sleep is not avoidance. Sleep is strength. Sleep is support. Sleep is the ground that helps you stand. So if worry says, stay awake to stay safe, you can answer, rest is safety too. If worry says, you must figure it out now, you can answer, clarity can come after rest. If worry says, you are behind, you can answer, I am where I am, and tonight I rest. And as you practice this, you may notice something. The world does not fall apart when you sleep. The world does not collapse because you stopped worrying. The world keeps turning. Life keeps moving. Solutions still exist. Help still exists. Love still exists. And in the morning, you may wake up and see that your worry was not holding everything together. It was only holding you back from peace. That is the real stake. Worry does not protect you as much as it drains you, and surrender does not weaken you as much as it restores you. There is a truth that can change your nights and over time change your days. Life flows better through open hands than clenched fists. When you grip tight, you block the flow. When you soften, you allow movement. When you allow movement, things begin to shift inside you without force. This truth is not only spiritual, it is also simple. Look at your breath. You cannot force yourself to relax by holding your breath. Relaxation comes when you let breath move naturally. The same is true with peace. Peace is not something you squeeze out of your mind. Peace is something that arrives when you make room for it. The mind often believes peace is something you earn after you solve everything. It says, once I fix this, I can rest. It says, once I know what will happen, I can relax. It says, once everything is under control, I will feel safe. But life does not work that way, because life is always moving, always changing, always surprising. If you wait for perfect control, you may never feel peace. Peace is not the result of control. Peace is the result of trust. Trust does not mean you will never face problems. Trust means you will not let problems steal your inner ground. Trust means you will meet life with an open heart instead of a closed one. Trust means you will stop fighting what you cannot change right now and start giving your energy to what you can do when you can do it. At night, this truth becomes very clear. Night asks you to surrender. Night asks you to stop doing. Night asks you to stop solving. Night asks you to stop planning. Night asks you to stop proving. Night asks you to let the body take over, and the body knows what to do when it feels safe. The body knows how to heal. The body knows how to restore. The body knows how to release, but the body needs space. Healing needs space. Sleep needs space. Peace needs space. And worry takes up space. Control takes up space. Fear takes up space. So the first move is not to chase peace. The first move is to clear the space. You clear the space by choosing one simple thing. You stop gripping. You stop holding every outcome. You stop demanding answers at midnight. You stop making fear your only guide. You stop asking your mind to do what the night is not meant for. You stop treating bed like an office for problem solving. You return to what it is meant to be, a place to lay down your body and let life hold you. There is something very powerful about the idea of being held. Many people feel like they are holding life up. They feel like if they do not manage everything, everything will fall. They feel like if they do not worry, they are being careless. They feel like if they rest, they will fall behind. But you were not made to hold the whole world. You were made to live in it. When you make space for being held, you begin to feel the support that is already around you. You begin to feel the bed under you. You begin to feel the air around you. You begin to feel the quiet presence of night. You begin to feel something deeper than your thoughts. You begin to feel the steady part of life that does not rush. That steady part is always here, but the mind often misses it because it is busy. It is like standing under the sun, but keeping your eyes closed. The sun is still shining, but you do not feel its warmth the same way. Openness is like opening your eyes. Openness is like opening the window.